I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Here we got career starts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Welcome to Goat Talk Live.
I don't know. I get a little tired of hearing, right?
The 99 is terrible. Here, I'm lacking for some reason. It's real white and flabby.
WTF. What are we doing?
Eddie, I tell everybody to listen that we're a really big deal.
Continues to grow and grow and grow.
All right, welcome to Goat Talk Live, everybody. Episode 22. Pat, we've already made 22 episodes. Can you believe that?
No, not really.
Yeah.
That's well, and people are still hanging out. They still tune in. Like,
Yeah.
You figure maybe after 2 they'd be like, mm-mm. So 22? Wow.
Yeah. Pretty incredible. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Tonight's going to be a fun episode. I'm excited for this one. We're going to have some fun tonight. And, of course, we got to bring in our guest immediately. We're not going to waste any time. There's no intros needed. They said, Pat, they were looking for an intro to be written by you, but you didn't get one. So, but we're going to bring them right in, jump right into the conversation. Well, Lincoln Tech is on with us tonight. Y'all have heard it 1,000 times. It was the fall series overall sponsor. Now it's the spring series overall sponsor. And dadgummit, if we don't have 2 of the best in the business when it comes to Lincoln Tech, I guess. I don't know. What am I saying? Dustin Sproles and Kyle Spencer. What's going on?
Going on, fellas?
Two of the best in the business. I mean, I couldn't have written a better hype up than that right there. I mean,
I thought you were gonna have intro music and some good hype spiel for us, and bring us in.
Let's see.
Strong,
the best I can do is an air horn. Hold on a second.
There we go.
There you go. Hot dog. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us and making time for us. It is so awesome to finally get to meet y'all. And Pat's told me so much about it. So it's cool to get into it. And so let's do it. Let's talk about Lincoln Tech. I want to, first off, how y'all doing tonight? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Y'all doing good?
Right is right.
All right. Good deal. Well, let's talk about Lincoln Tech. Let's talk about the sponsorship of Goat Locker, the relationship. I want to know first time y'all met Patrick Dravick and Goat Locker, because I know it was a great memory, one that y'all will remember forever. So we want to hear about it. How did Goat Locker and Lincoln Tech get together?
Well, it all started. We kicked off a car show last summer, and we were looking for a veteran group, nonprofit group to partner with for our car show to do a charity fundraiser with it. And we initially got introduced to Patrick from InVets. A guy named Blaine over there introduced us to Patrick, and that's kind of where it kicked off the relationship, and it's been growing ever since then. So
yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about Lincoln Tech. I mean, everybody knows what Lincoln Tech is, but tell us a little bit about it. We want to get to know y'all. What is y'all's jobs there? What do you guys do at Lincoln Tech?
So Kyle and I, we are the directors of admissions for our high school admissions team. So we have a team of 22 reps that recruit high school students to come to Lincoln Tech to pursue training and careers in the trades. And we've got reps that operate all over the Midwest doing just that. I'll hand it over to Kyle to kind of let him tell you a little bit about what we do at Lincoln Tech. He's actually a graduate of Lincoln Tech, so he probably knows it better than anybody else. So I'll let him tell you a little bit about what we do and what kind of programs that we have to offer and some of that.
So like Dustin said, I'm a graduate. So I went through Lincoln Tech in 2004 right out of high school, where I was the first class all the way through our Indianapolis campus. And when we went through back then, we just had automotive and diesel. And the time I was there, we added collision and electrical. We currently right now on our campus have auto, diesel, collision, electrical, welding, HVAC, and a medical assisting program. So, our Lincoln Tech started in 1947, right after World War II. That's kind of how we became a school. We started on the East Coast and grew into 20 plus campuses across the United States. And, we're a skilled trade school that just want to, help fill the gap of the skills gap, trying to help these students get out and get into skilled trades and make a life for themselves. And, I was an admissions rep for Lincoln for over a decade. And, the message I always told kids in high school is, skilled trade saved my life, because I don't know what I'd be doing if it wasn't for Lincoln Tech. Going there in high school, probably nothing good. I was an auto guy and was blessed to work in the racing industry and work in different shops, and became a teacher and got convinced to get in this crazy world of admissions, and been doing it ever since. So, that's kind of what we're all about, is just trying to help these kids have a better future.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. What do y'all notice is different from the time that you went through there, Kyle, to now? What's the difference as far as culture and kids coming out of high school into college, their expectations? What's that like now? It's different.
It is, man. It's a different type of student. This generation of student, they're very, they're used to the gaming aspect of things, and the way that we've changed our program, with the curriculum, it's kind of allowing them to be able to do that. When I went to Lincoln Tech 20 years ago, which is crazy to think, I was in class 8 hours a day. It was like a job. And now it's giving these kids the availability to go to work or go to school, but then also almost work a full-time job if they want to and get their education to where they can support themselves. And compared to when I went through, it's a little more difficult to work that long because you're in class 30 plus hours a week. So, but it is a different type of student than what it was when I was there 20 years ago, for sure.
Well, I mean, what for a technical school like Lincoln Tech, what are some of the advantages that you guys have over, I hate to use traditional college, but what's the advantages that you have over, something like a state university or something like that?
Our program length, our average program is a year or less. Our students don't do the general education classes unless they decide they want to get an associate's degree, which we offer for every program except for one. We don't offer a degree in our welding program. And, they're not taking, like your traditional college, they take 4 or 5 classes a day and 1 the next day and 3 the next day. And their classes are all different times throughout the day. With us, it's a set schedule. So they're either morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when they start school. Each class is 5 weeks long. So when a kid goes through automotive and they learn gas engines, that's all they're doing 4 days a week for 5 weeks is that one subject. Yeah. So it allows them to learn at their own pace and really kind of hone in on that specific skill set, and then go to the next one and the next one and the next one until they complete the program.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a work simulated training environment. It's experience based, right? That's what employers and the trades are looking for, is experience, more of a hand knowledge than a head knowledge. And so it's definitely a different type of a training environment for sure.
For sure.
Is it a relief for some guys and gals that come through there that want to work in automotive industry or want to work as, be a welder? Is it a relief to come in and let me just focus on the thing that I want to do? And do y'all see that as sort of like man, I'm glad I don't have to sit through AP chemistry or something like that, and spend a lot of time, doing math and stuff that, you may not use. Not that you won't use math. I'm not saying that. Maybe but
different kind of math.
What I mean.
Yeah, right.
Different kind of math.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's one of the biggest selling features, and that's why they choose this route, because our students, not your traditional type of a student. They're not a sit in class and learn from a book type of student. They're a practical application, work with their hands, and so it puts them in an environment that allows them to succeed, as opposed to putting them into a traditional environment where they would most likely fail and not enjoy it. So.
Yeah. Well, kind of, when I would go into schools and I would talk to kids, I would tell them a lot of my story. And, I struggled with those type of classes in high school. So my mindset was, why would I continue that struggle in college if I struggle with it in high school, and it's only going to be harder. And like the thing for me was, by the time I graduated high school, I didn't want to do 4 years of school. I wanted to get in as quick as I could. And I was in school a total of 19 months.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those things too, that I do think you see that relief with a lot of kids. Cause some of these kids high school's hard. The requirements to graduate school are harder than what it was when we were in school. And, I have a 6-year-old and I can't even imagine what it's going to be like for him when he gets to be a senior in high school, the requirements. And I think for these kids, it allows them to do what they want to do and focus on it and not take stuff that necessarily that doesn't pertain to their trade.
Right.
Well, I think one of the coolest things too, and talking about a couple of things, we've got some interesting comments going on already, which is going to be
Charles must have went to the school of Pat Drabick, 2 + 2 = potato.
See, I'm going to hope one of these times we bring some guests on that I just don't end up becoming the butt of every damn joke. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Maybe me. The funny thing is,
we love you, Pat.
I know. But Charles Stevens, his nickname is Monkey, so it doesn't surprise me that a monkey can't add 2 + 2. But it's okay. We'll go from there. But as we got more involved, when we met up and InVets introduced us and we had our first couple meetings, it was awesome. But I think for me, it was awesome to learn the history of Lincoln Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of touched on it there just, briefly. But, I don't know, Dustin, can you talk really about why Lincoln Tech was founded and the real history behind it?
Yeah, so J. Warren Davies is our founder. Opened up the first campus up in Newark, New Jersey, predominantly to provide training to the veterans that were returning from World War II to help them transition back into the civilian workforce. So, our roots go back to supporting, our veterans, and that's what the school was founded on. And even after the years of the school opened, there was a lot of schools that were opening up back then during that time. And there were a lot of schools that were taking advantage of veterans and taking their VA benefits, kind of almost robbing them of providing them a good education. And so the founder of Lincoln Tech and some of the other larger, more, reputable technical colleges in the country, they actually collaborated to form what is now our accrediting commission. The organization, the nonprofit, the organization that accredits our colleges and things of that nature. So it's something that's been in it's our grassroots, been around for a long time, and a lot of our teaching staff and instructors are veterans. A good percentage of our student population, our school, are veterans. They do their service and serve their country, and then you take advantage of the benefits that are provided to them through that service and come and get training, and allows them to transition to the workforce and do it seamlessly. So still doing it the same way we did it back then, and proud to continue to support our veterans, in the future.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Kyle, you talked about you worked for some race teams. I'd love to know a little bit about that if you don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, I worked in drag racing, so top fuel and alcohol funny cars. It was a unique experience to make cars have 11,000 and 3,000 horsepower and all that. It was a unique experience. Glad I did it, but it was a lot of time on the road, a lot of traveling, hot tracks in the summer, stuff like that. But it was it's something that I had an itch to do and was able to do it. And then, when I kind of decided that wasn't something I wanted to do long term, I went back in the industry as a technician in a shop and did that, and was working up into management and got convinced to go teach high school automotive. So I went and taught a bunch of high school kids how to work on cars, which was a very unique experience, to say the least. Good times. But yeah, I kind of, I live in central Indiana, so I live about 25 minutes north of our campus. So as a little boy, like going to the Speedrome and the U.S. Nationals and Indy 500 and dirt tracks and go-kart tracks, that was just always something that I remember as a little kid doing. So that was always just something I wanted to, if I ever got the chance, I would do it.
Yeah, I'm always jealous of Indiana because Indiana has such a rich race history in almost every type of racing. Of course, everybody knows Jeff Gordon came from California to Indiana to race, and that's how big the racing scene was there. So Indiana's always sort of been a hotbed of really, really good racing, and lots of different types and stuff like that. So it seemed like there's been a lot of opportunity out there.
Oh, yeah. And where our campus is located, we've got IndyCar teams 1 or 2 stoplights away. You go 3 mile, 4 miles up the road. You're at shops. You go up, a couple exits on the highway, and you're in Claremont, right by the drag strip. So it's literally we're surrounded by it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to drive right past your campus tomorrow to go to Arrow McLaren. Got a meeting with them tomorrow,
Name
so I'll
drop.
wave hi as I go by.
Yeah.
Name drop.
Gotta do it. We'll talk about that one later too. But let's talk about some of the cool stuff you guys have. The first time I walked into the campus and got a tour of it and saw all the different equipment you guys work on. I mean, you guys got mock-ups of like houses, so your students can learn to run electric and things along those lines. Talk about some of the cool stuff that's there.
Okay. Yeah. So, all of our different programs, we have different, classroom setups. Like Patrick said, with the electrical program, we have it used to be back in the day, it used to be a 5-room smart house. Our electrical program used to be just low voltage. And then we transitioned to adding residential, and they gutted it. So these kids are learning how to put in light switches and outlets and breaker boxes and fuse panels, and they're learning to drill through the stud and run the electrical wire and wire it all in together. And then when we added our HVAC program, they have a whole lab where they're learning to bend sheet metal, hook up, air conditioners and furnaces and all that different stuff as well. So we're trying to make it as realistic as what they're going to see out in the industry. You go down to our diesel lab, and we have a full lab that we've got 4 semis parked in there right now where they can use portable jacks and lift them up to the air, pull out a transmission, take tires off, do whatever they want with them. We go through overhauling the transmissions. We have a diesel engine lab where part of it is tear down, where they'll take it down and learn all about the internal components, do the measurements, put them back together, and start them when they're done. And they'll go through, and then they'll bug them, and they can diagnose them and learn about the fuel systems. So yeah, and then collision, we've got frame straighteners. We also have in our collision program, we have 2 sim sprayers. So we have nice thing about that is, we have some kids that take our programs that they've never wrenched on a vehicle before. They've never ran electrical wire. They've never, welded. And so these sim sprayers, we can actually use that in the class where they can actually practice spraying a fender or a hood before they actually go in a paint booth and actually do it. Number one, it saves on the cost of material and allows them to kind of get the flow of how they want to do it first. We have some virtual welders in our 80 booth welding lab that we have. So again, if we have a student's never welded before and maybe they're a little scared or nervous about it, they could utilize those virtual welders if needed. So yeah, every program, different stuff. We got a full-blown electude is our curriculum for auto and diesel. We have a full-blown electude electrical classroom, which is they can pretty much wire up any electrical system on a vehicle. So we can go through and we can wire up a headlight to a brake light to an airbag. And then go through and they can make all those things function just like what it would in a vehicle, and then they can go through and diagnose them as well. So a lot of the hands-on stuff that we can do right in the classroom with the students too. And then we have different labs where they can actually go out. Our auto lab, we work on live vehicles. So, a lot of the vehicles we work on are the students. We have school vehicles, but those come apart pretty easy compared to that student's car with a couple 100,000 miles on it that's driven every day. So, they can take what they're learning in the classroom and they can go out and they can replicate it right there live in the shop, just like what they would out in the industry.
Well, what I love is that not only do they learn a skill that they can go and get a job with, but it's skills that they can use in their own life.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite things about it is that you learn how to wire up a power socket or something like that. That's something you could use in your own house, something that you can
sure.
these skills. And it's so funny to see things kind of come around. When I was growing up, everybody wanted to be a doctor and a lawyer, and now all of a sudden we have this huge demand for people that just want to get their hands dirty, and you just don't have that anymore. So I love I always love learning new things, learning how to be more useful around the house for sure. I'm sure my wife would love that if I was a little bit more useful around the house. But yeah, I just love it. I love folks getting their hands dirty. I grew up getting my hands dirty, and I like doing that. I just like working, and I don't. It terrifies me if I said, let me go back to school and sit in the classroom for 4 years. Taking all these different classes. Now I'm 37 years old. I want to get my hands on something. I'm ready for you to teach me how to do something. So I love the fact that you can take those skills, apply it to your life, but also your career at the same time. It's just you're getting double for your money. I love that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
Hey,
when you
Eddie,
learn-
it's never too late. You can start tomorrow. You know, we get you going if you want to.
All right.
you
Yeah.
can start
We
classes
might know a
next
couple
week.
people that can get you hooked up. I mean,
I
you never know.
Look, I
You
need
might
it.
know a
I
guy.
need it bad. I need one of them virtual welders. I've always wanted to weld virtually.
You said something. It's kind of funny though when you do learn a trade like that, how easily you can pick up other things.
Yeah.
Like I've
Yeah.
wired in lights in my house. I've wired in a microwave, all this different stuff.
Yeah.
Wired in a
parallels,
hot
yeah.
tub, and it's like I don't know how to do any of that, but the way my mechanic brain works, I can figure out electricity. And
Right.
But I've saved it's funny, man. I joke. I'll work on families' cars and stuff, and it's like I wonder how much money over the 20 years that I've learned this trade I've saved myself by fixing my own vehicles.
Yeah, that's right. No doubt about that. Golly, a dang dealer fee where I live is $80 an hour. Good grief.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have those skills too to work on that Mustang you guys have that keeps, that's probably always broken.
Oh, here we go.
We won't bring up that Mustang.
No, we're not. No, we're not going to.
Too soon.
Too soon? Okay, it's
Too soon.
Never mind. But I think that's another one of the cool things about Lincoln Tech. And Eddie, you hit on a lot of great points. Not only is it transferable, in real life, and you get to wrench on things and do things with your hands. I mean, it's a great group of people as well. But you guys got some really cool toys, like that Jeep you got parked out there, that monster Jeep. They've got some other really cool things. And I think that's really cool. So when students come in, it's just not like a lab they go into, or they're going to probably work on a 2000 Honda Civic or whatever. But you guys actually have some other things too. You got that crazy, what is it, Charger you stuffed a Viper engine into?
Oh, the 300, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the Chrysler 300 you stuffed a Viper engine into. And so I think that's cool. I mean, you guys got a lot of really cool things to to attract people, to keep them interested and be a part of something.
Dang, $220 an hour at that dealership. I want to go work there. Dustin, I'm out of here, man.
That's
yeah, we're all out of here.
Equals potato guy.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of potatoes, man. The guy's
That's a lot of potatoes.
Man. Well, what I want to know is, you said you worked in Kyle. You said you worked in drag racing, but are you guys race fans? Do y'all what kind of racing do you like? Are y'all big race fans at all?
Oh, I am. I can't speak for Dustin. I like drag racing because I like the competitiveness of it. I like the fact that you're taking an engine and making it have 11,000 horsepower and running it down a drag strip to the point of grenading everywhere. And then you turn around in 60 minutes and do it again. Like IndyCar and NASCAR is cool to me, but I prefer drag racing personally, but that's just me.
Yeah, I grew up watching NASCAR and Indy, and my dad's been he started going out there to the Indy 500 when he was 20, and he's been going every year, his entire life, and he gets the best seats, like a VIP now, and he gets all these perks and got great seats. So grew up out there at the track, and just there's nothing like live racing. Watching on TV is cool, but you got there live, and you got the little rubber granules in your arm hairs because you're sitting so close to the track. You can feel the heat coming off the tires and the engines, and it's just a completely different vibe. I will say, the atmosphere, going out to those races, we go to the Brickyard, the NASCAR race every year in Indy, and we go to the Indy 500, and your clientele between the two races are vastly different. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. It's a different crowd.
For sure. Yeah. So
drag racing, all of them.
Yeah.
In one place.
Some are a little more prim and proper, and the other ones know how to have a good time. It's going to get a little wild.
Well, and that's good. That's what I love about motorsports. You can be an F1 fan. You can be sort of an uppity F1 fan. You can be sort of a higher class Indy fan, or you can be a down home dirty dog of a NASCAR fan, and that's the beauty of motorsports. There's something for everybody, and I think when you talk about how do you get somebody, my whole thing about how to get somebody hooked on something, especially NASCAR, is take them to the track. It's 100%. You see the fire, smell the smoke. You take somebody. I tell people, they say, I don't really like NASCAR. I don't think I could. I said, well, let me take you to a race. Let me take you to a race. If you got testosterone in your body, I'm not this is the ladies on purpose, but you got testosterone in your body, and them cars come around Talladega, I don't care if they're half throttle saving fuel. Them hairs kind of they do that little beep, they go up like
you
that.
Can feel it. You can feel it in your soul.
Yeah, it's something
I mean,
in there.
Yeah,
I'm meant to be
it
here.
rattles your organs.
Yeah, you know how back in the day, religious people would go into these temples and stuff like that, and that's where they would worship. Last year. I was standing on the Talladega Super Speedway on the front stretch, just standing on the track, and I felt like I was at some sort of Mecca. This was my Mecca. I was like, I'm supposed to be here. This is where I'm supposed to be. So I can't wait. I'm going to Chicago this year for the street course. I can't wait to do that. So love it.
That'd be cool.
Yes, I've always wanted. I want to go to Detroit for the road course and IndyCar, and then Nashville. Them running the IndyCars in downtown Nashville now just seems cool.
That is awesome. Yeah, I love that bridge. Sitting there
to one of the honky tonks, listen to music, and there's an IndyCar just going by. It's cool.
Yeah. Yep. Well, as far as I don't know, Pat. Go ahead.
As far as Pat, that was a great transition right there. Go.
He just had a 2 + 2 = potato moment.
Yeah,
he did.
Look, I'm running out of juice, guys. I'm from Mississippi. We got to power down.
2 + 2
so we got a lot of really cool things.
Power down at sundown.
Yeah. This 2 + 2 potato thing's probably going to stick around for a little while.
I'm getting that tattoo. That's my next tattoo, guys. 2 + 2 = potato.
Charles,
we'll get some pictures. I'll come. I'll hold your hand, Kyle.
Yeah,
you
okay.
Put on. It'll be great. Some good media coverage here.
We'll get some T-shirts made for the car show this summer. It'll go locker in Lincoln Tech, and on the back, just 2 + 2 = potato.
That's great. I love it.
Wow. Well, speaking of the car show coming up, I mean, we just had a meeting about that last week, and we were talking about it and all that, which I think is awesome. So June 28th, right, guys? Or 26th? 26th?
28th.
June 28th. We've made some changes. It's going to be an evening thing now. At least that's what the plan is right now, and some more things to come along with that. But I think it's really cool what you guys have done with the car show. I know, Dustin, you've worked tirelessly to kind of resurrect some things.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on a couple projects as well. But kind of talk about the car show and what's the point behind it, and then of course you guys, identifying a better nonprofit, to partner with.
Yeah, I mean, the car show kind of serves a couple of purposes. One, obviously, trying to support good organizations and raise money for charitable groups, which we partner with you guys. And another is, just obviously we're a trade school, we're an auto diesel school, we're a car school. We got some cool cars, like you said, and it's we have a massive parking lot. It's a great spot for other people who love cars and have cool cars to come and hang out. And it's a great opportunity for our students to also, get out and see some cool stuff and network. And that Thursday before the car show every summer is our biggest start. We'll have, anywhere from 200, 250 high school kids moving to Indianapolis, getting in preparation to start school that next Monday. They'll come into town on Thursday. And so a lot of these kids are moving away from home, out of state. And it's their first weekend away from home, away from their family, out of state, somewhere they don't know, living with new people. And that can be a little, scary sometimes, and they get a little homesick. And so it's good to be able to give them something to come out and do and enjoy. And it's just a good time of, good old boys hanging out and enjoying fast cars, and, it's fun. So can't beat that. Hopefully the weather this year's a little better, because last year I think I lost about 45 pounds sweating because it was.
I'm fat.
Rough.
That's why we're moving to using cars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if things keep holding up, Kyle, we're gonna have to push the Mustang out, because so we'll
let's talk about this Mustang. What's going on with the Mustang?
About the Mustang.
I like how he disappeared.
It's an 08 Mustang GT that we've got a Roush Stage 3 kit on it, so it's got some work done. It's souped up. It's kind of cool. We got it wrapped, decals and stuff on it. It's pretty neat. It's a little show car, just something we take out to show off to the students at the school, and awesome. It's a pretty cool little project. The students built it. It's been through a couple of different iterations. I think this is probably the third iteration of this car. There's an old school YouTube video you might be able to find where they had this Mustang on our chassis dyno years ago, and they blew it up on purpose on the chassis dyno, shot a rod straight through the block. It was a mess. And just trying to show the students motors have a limitation. If you just start going slapping turbos on your stock car you bought at the dealership, it's probably going to blow your motor up. And from there, it's been built up. But the video we don't really get to show a lot because right when it happens, one of the kids drops an F-bomb. It's pretty funny. But,
I mean, who's not going to drop an F-bomb when you grenade an engine? I mean,
yeah, it was but it's a beautiful video. So, but we just redid the Mustang about a year ago. And so it's got a new look and a new feel, and they kind of turned it into, gave it a bit of a rally car look. So kind of cool. But so, yeah.
That's awesome.
I think Pat's just a hater, Ford hater, you know, so can you say?
I am, 100%.
He definitely is. iRacing's got the, I love Mustangs, and I was super happy to see IMSA bring in the Mustang into the GT3 class just because I love the new generation of Mustangs. And that GTD is unbelievable. God, it's so much fun.
Beautiful.
Sounds great. It's they've got all these crazy cars, and then that Mustang goes by at the 24-hour. It was so much fun to listen to. You know the difference right away.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Pat, your boy Charles on here trying to sell us on a Kia.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Is that the potato?
Yeah. I can't do it, man.
Yeah. I mean, they're making $220 an hour, so they must be doing something right over there. At Kia.
That's right.
Dude, that's insane.
Got it on lockdown.
Uh-oh. My dad said he's in chat, and he said, I'm definitely a Ford hater. I don't know.
Uh-oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
it's
all right.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So, Eddie, we're going to get you up, come up north for the car show. I mean, you wouldn't mind the hot heat up here. I mean, it probably feels like a cool day for you being down from the south.
Yeah, be a dream. Be a dream.
Yeah, like podcast right there in the parking lot.
I'd have to wear a coat. We are I'm definitely trying to get up there at some point. I wanted to go to Chicago for the street course, but there's definitely going to be some stuff coming down the line because I've always kind of wanted us to have more of a live presence now. Something, we've got the virtual presence and it's great, man. It's awesome. But I want to have something where we can kind of show off some things that are going because Pat's here to talk about it. And that's always great. And he paints a beautiful picture every time. But we'd love to see more things. So hopefully one of these days we're going to have some sort of live broadcast or some sort of live thing from one of these things. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I would love to. I can't wait. I'd love to get up there to Indiana, no doubt.
You come by, we'll take you out for a cruise in the Mustang. Pat don't get to go because he's a hater, so we'll go out the Mustang. He can stay at the campus and drive the Tesla.
We'll put some skis behind it.
All you're going to do is look at the taillights of my Corvette. So, I mean, that's cool. Whatever works for you.
If we're driving with a Tesla, Dustin, I'm not driving the Mustang. I don't have good luck driving cars next to Teslas.
Tell them the story. We talked about it pre-show.
It's hard when you can't hear the car accelerate to know you're supposed to be racing the thing. Like
Yeah.
Nothing better than getting 60-footed by a Tesla at a stoplight. Just saying.
Yeah.
Laughing so hard because you can't believe it happened. You had no reaction time. The light turned yellow when you stopped laughing so hard.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, what are you going to say? You got to just laugh and just let it go.
I just kept talking to the person next to him when I got beside him again, just kept going, and it just kept happening. It was great.
just act like you're not racing. All of a sudden, just be like,
I wasn't racing. He was the one racing. I was just driving from stoplight to stoplight.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what happens going forward, and I do love the partnership between Lincoln Tech and Goat Locker. I think it's such a great partnership. I love, seeing the folks paint up Lincoln Tech cars, and they're always kind of, you guys are always sort of at the forefront of everything, and we definitely appreciate the sponsorship and working with y'all. I mean, you guys seem like awesome dudes, and I'm really glad we're able to highlight that and bring y'all in to kind of get to know you a little bit better, and it's definitely really awesome to have a partnership like this. I know Pat's he's over the moon for you guys, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Oh, Pat, come
Don't
on.
blow
you
their
know,
heads up like that.
Hey,
Don't
Look,
do
my
that.
favorite
Knock it out.
thing,
Let's
my
knock it out.
favorite thing to do on this podcast is put words in Pat's mouth. That's my favorite thing to do. I love to put him in weird spots and put him in positions.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens when I go to Lincoln Tech. I mean, doesn't matter
Oh.
where I show up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, thankfully enough, every time I've gone to Lincoln Tech, I have left there without an HR complaint. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen in the future, but every time I've gone, I've left out of there no complaints.
Hey, we know there's certain people to keep you away from and not have you around. To keep that from happening, so we're good. We just that's why we only invite you on certain days when the HR lady's not there. She works from home on those days, so we're good.
Smart.
We limit your exposure to the staff, Pat. We're just trying to protect
Short leash, right?
This is all coming out right now. Wow. Great. But nice knowing you guys.
Well, perfect segue. Man, thank y'all so much for coming on,
so
Yeah,
making
thanks for
time
having
for
us.
us
It's fun.
tonight. The guys are
sure.
going to be the people. We wanted to have folks see who these folks are. It's so easy to see a logo and hear a name and know what you are, but put faces to these things. It makes a huge difference. I think it makes just anything better. You want to support it even more when you hear the people that are behind it, and you guys seem like top-notch dudes. Patrick has nothing but good things to say about y'all. So thank y'all for coming on.
I don't believe that for a minute.
Yeah, I think that's a lie.
Well, I've been known to embellish a little bit. So, but thank y'all so much for coming on, man. Really, really appreciate it. Making time for us. Y'all didn't have to do this, and it means a lot to us. So we definitely appreciate y'all.
Yeah, appreciate the
Thanks for the
partnership
invite.
and
Really,
look forward to
we
working with
appreciate
you
what
guys
y'all do
in the
too.
future.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
guys.
Mhm.
Kyle
Good talk,
Spencer,
guys.
Dustin
Thanks,
Sproles
Kyle.
from Lincoln
Thanks,
Tech.
Dustin.
See y'all later.
See you guys.
I stay. They go.
It keeps moving, and I'm trying to click on it. Hey, how about that? You were right. Those guys are pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, they're. And again, we talk about all the things that we do and the organizations that we're partnered with, and you say it perfectly each and every week, man. It's awesome. I get to meet all these people. I meet with them multiple times. It's awesome that everybody else gets to see them, because I could say they're awesome all day long, and I can throw the logos out there, and we could do all that stuff, but to actually interact with these people is amazing. And those are two really amazing guys. The minute we sat down and in the first meeting room together, we just clicked and hit it off. They believed in what we were doing. And it just keeps going, man. And we have such a great time with them. And I think Lincoln Tech really embodies what Goat Locker is all about. Just good, hardworking people, veterans, and so, and then, as you can tell, it doesn't seem to matter where I go. People just like to pick on me. I'm not really sure how that happens every single time. Last time I walked into Lincoln Tech, I got yelled at, which I thought was kind of funny, because I tried to be nice, and cordial and professional. Yeah. I walk in the front. I tell the lady behind the desk who knows me at this point. I'm like, hey, she's like, oh, you're here to meet with Dustin and Kyle? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, and then she'll call up to wherever they're at. And here comes Dustin walking out, and he just yells down from the balcony. He's like, what are you doing? You know where the office is at? And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, and so
well,
it's
you got a friend when you can talk trash. That's it. I mean, if I can't talk trash to my friends, then we're not gonna be friends. It's just the way it is. I have to. It's part of me. I have to be able to talk some trash, and that's what's so much fun about friendships and stuff. Especially if you come up working in a shop or in the military. I mean, it's the language. It's the language that you speak, and it's sort of a men's love language in a weird way, and that's really what it is. So. But man, we've got a lot of show going on here tonight, so we got to scoot on through. We got a lot to talk about. We've already talked about. First off, I want to John Moser, if you're still watching, I want to apologize because we did not do a great job of doing the one thing that we're supposed to do, which is remind y'all that we're presented by SAVE22. If you don't know, we're presented. This is the GOAT Talk presented by SAVE22. So. You do yourself a favor, go to save22.vet and then go to @save22vet on YouTube. Go check out their Tuesday talks. They have, I think it's around Tuesday morning, Tuesday around lunchtime, something like that.
10 a.m.
You can always go back and watch and see the old episodes. I would definitely say do that. and we love John Moser, and we love SAVE22. We're so excited to be partnered up with them for sure. And we also have on the ATYL Media side, which thank you to Taylor Kitchen for her letting us be on board. But happyhourracing.com. And if you go to happyhourracing.com, they've got all kinds of NASCAR merch. You can scan that QR code right there. It'll take you there. If you do go to the website and you do purchase something, please make sure that you have the ATYL part of the link. That way, Taylor and ATYL Media gets a little love from them, and make sure we're supporting them. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's a big deal, for Taylor and for Above the Yellow Line. This is a big deal. And so, yeah, if you ever wanted to buy a T-shirt, a hat, any of those types of things, please scan that QR code, head over to Happy Hour Racing, and make sure that you give all the love and credit to Above the Yellow Line. Some really big things are going to be happening between Above the Yellow Line and Happy Hour Racing, and we want to support that the best way that we can. So, if you got an extra $30 laying around or $40 laying around, you want some cool NASCAR merch, hit that QR code.
I mean, even if you're going to go buy something somewhere, might as well go to something that supports, people that support us. And I mean, stuff like this. I mean, you've got these are like the pit shirts, or I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they've got all the normal stuff that you would want. Diecast. They got all the diecast. They got some Bud gear there that you can go check out. A lot of really good stuff on the site. You're probably going to find it if you go to another store. Might as well go to this store and support, some really good people. So I want to thank them as well. And of course, we love SAVE22. So, well, I don't know. Let's we got some more stuff to talk about with the nonprofit. We didn't talk about everything, Pat.
No, we didn't.
We got some exciting stuff coming up tomorrow. So I'm gonna let you kind of take it and pick whatever you want to talk about. But let's talk about some nonprofit stuff.
Yeah, we've always got some really cool things going on. It was great to have Lincoln Tech on to talk about the car show coming up and all the things that we're going to do with that. And if you can make it to the Indianapolis area, please, by all means. Last year, we had a surprise guest. So Tim Jones decided to load up and drive over from Cincinnati. And it was kind of funny. Me and Jamie were standing there, and we're like, I think we should know this guy. He's just kind of hanging out. And he looked kind of
he looks like one of us.
Yeah, he looks like one of us.
He looks like that's ours. Yeah. That's ours.
Come here, buddy. We'll take you in. It's okay, little buddy. But the Ellingsons came and everything too. It was such an amazing, time, and this one's going to be even better. So we've got that coming up for sure. And then, tomorrow I'm heading over to Arrow McLaren to meet with a couple of people. Apparently, I'm meeting with Tony Kanaan tomorrow. Because he's heard so much about Goat Locker Racing that he decided he wanted to come to the meeting that was already scheduled. And I guess nobody's going to say no to Tony. I'm not going to say no. I'm like, no, you can't.
I mean, if you don't know who Tony Kanaan, quick Google search, please. That is a big deal. If you speak Portuguese, it's a really big, huge deal. Probably from Brazil. I'm sure you're jumping out of your seat right now. But if you don't know who Tony, I mean, I'm not the hugest IndyCar fan, but I know who Tony Kanaan is. He is he was an incredible driver, no doubt. But he's actually a really good sim racing advocate.
He is.
He's a massive simmer. I watched one of his videos about the new graphics card that I got for my computer. He did some comparisons on YouTube. Huge sim racer, big advocate for that. So really cool, Pat. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm excited to go there. I'm gonna be like a kid in the candy shop again. So I'll fanboy it out a little bit. Because
try to play cool a little bit. Act like you've been there. That's
I have, and I'm still going to be excited.
Well, if you meet Tony Kanaan, just try to be cool. Be like, yeah, I'm glad you got to meet me, Tony. Something like that, maybe. I'll
use that line. That's a good line. Yeah, I'm glad you got to see me today. So sit down. We got some things to talk about. I'll try that line out. But I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for a lot of the things we're doing. I think I mentioned, maybe I mentioned last week. I probably didn't mention it last week, but, last Friday I got a chance to meet with the Unsers, which was phenomenal. Al Unser Jr. And I met with his wife, Norma.
Wait, what? Whoa.
What?
What happened? Rewind that.
I did.
Say it again.
I met with the Unsers. Al Unser Jr., 2-time Indy 500 champ. Yeah, that guy.
Casually drop that here. You met Al Unser Jr.
And I met with his wife as well, Norma Unser, who does a
No
lot of great
shit.
things.
Oh, that's pretty
Yes.
cool. I didn't know that. Did I miss that
Oh,
somehow?
sorry.
Because I didn't know.
I got a
That's
lot of
huge.
things going on, Eddie.
That's awesome. Well, how'd that go? Talk about it. What the hell are you talking about? You trying to move on from that?
It was great. To meet with these organizations and these teams and these people that are really getting behind what we're doing here at Goat Locker Racing, that really see the value in what we're doing. And so when I get a chance to talk to people, like Norma Unser and Al Unser Jr. and things along those lines, yeah, it's a little bit of a moment for me. Like, am I really here? Is this really happening? Type thing. But it's also just a chance for me to be able to talk more about what we're doing, trying to gain more support for what we're doing. So I think we're going to be doing some pretty cool things with the Unsers as well, and a couple of things that are going to happen there. And so some more things will follow out of that. But I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. I'm excited for a couple opportunities that may come from it as well. So stay tuned on that one. I didn't mean to just surprise people. I got a lot of things going on, but so yeah, last Friday I met with the Unsers. This Friday I'm going to meet with Tony Kanon. So it's just amazing to be where we're at right now, what we're able to do, and this is all. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm having a great time. I get to meet some of these people and chat with them. But my sole focus is to gain more support for Goat Locker Racing, gain more, things that we're able to give back to the community. I hope to be able to announce here soon some IndyCar races we're going to go to invite some veterans to, and some first responders to, and people within the league. That's my whole goal in all of this. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm hoping to walk out of Arrow McLaren tomorrow with something in my hands. I tried last time. They said no. I'm going to try again. So if they've got another, piece of Larson's card just sitting around somewhere, I'm going to try to take it.
Try to walk out with Larson himself. See if you can grab him up.
I don't think he's going to be there tomorrow. He may be preparing for another race somewhere else,
But okay, Tony Kanai, grab him up. Maybe.
Yeah. Somebody else mentioned that to me too, and I don't think I'm not gonna mess with that man.
Okay.
He looks like he stays in the gym.
Yeah, I don't think to be able to drive those Indy cars the way they do, I don't want to mess with any of them. They got strong necks. I don't mess with anybody who's got a strong neck.
That seems like good life advice right there. I'm not gonna lie. That's some good life advice right there.
Yeah.
So no, that's exciting, and it's exciting for Goat Locker Racing as a whole. And to bring some of this attention to us is just going to allow us to do more and to give back more and to do more and exciting things. Me and Jamie have Warren just dropped the most depressing news ever. He said Larson's car isn't there.
He didn't have to do that, did he?
No, he didn't have to do that. Damn it. That's okay. So it's getting painted. Of course it's getting painted. But, to bring more attention to what we're doing, to get more support and things along those lines is the ultimate goal. Because the more support we can get, the more veterans and first responders that we can reach and those that we can help and bring into our community. The more, eyes that are on us, the more organizations and sponsorships that we get, that means we get to give away more equipment. And so at the end of the day, yeah, Pat is having a whole lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. But it's a lot of hard work getting in front of these people and being prepared for it. And then hopefully, I know tomorrow's going to go amazing. I mean, yeah, it's going to be amazing. So yeah, we got that coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned on that one. I still got a bunch of stuff that Arrow McLaren donated to us the last time. So I'm going to hopefully pick up some more stuff tomorrow, and we're going to start putting all this stuff together and getting it out there as well. We've talked a lot about SAVE22. I had a call with them today. So we're getting together the event calendar. They've got some other events that Goat Locker is going to be a part of as well. But the big thing right now is May the 3rd in Massillon, Ohio is the hike. And I know that I talked about it last time. I'll be the keynote speaker there. So, if you don't get to listen to my voice enough and you want to show up in person and listen to my voice, well, that's on you. So we'll have a phenomenal time there, but we've got a lot of different plans going on there too. And then SAVE22 stepped in a very big way, and they took over the Premier Truck Series.
Yeah,
which I think is so freaking cool. And I had a wonderful conversation. They love it to death. And I thought, when me and Jamie talked about this, we thought, how can we prop them up even more, and how can we prop up our Premier Truck Series even more? And it was just like this has to happen right now.
Yeah.
So SAVE22.
It's a great match. I think it's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it, and they love it. So that's going to be exciting moving forward for the rest of the year. That's not going to change. It probably won't change for a very long time, but we'll just say it won't change until 2026. So that's awesome. And then we talked when we were with Alexander PCs too. We've got the big Sim Expo coming up in Schaumburg. September 5th through the 7th. So there's just a lot of really cool things happening right now. Sometimes some days it's hard for me to keep up with it. But this is going to be a big year for us. This is going to be an incredible year for us. Not that we haven't had incredible years, but this is going to be an incredible year. Last week we talked about we already given away Indy 500 tickets, to a couple of the people within our organization, which I think was so phenomenal to do. That's just that's about that much of what's going to happen this year.
Yeah.
We've got some big plans coming up, and I'm excited to roll a lot of this stuff out and really truly give back to people within the league and things like that. So, and then Warren's given lessons on how they prepare Indy 500 cars.
I love that. Well, I tell you, kind of I'll say this and then we'll segue away. But you said something the other day privately that I'm gonna say publicly, and you said, at the end of the day, if we save one veteran's life, it'll all be worth it. And I love that, because that is the mission. That's the mission for Goat Locker, is to be there for vets and save one. But one, it would be make it all worth it. Why not shoot for more? How many? You know what I'm saying? And so I love that the growth is there, and you're trying to put Goat Locker out there to save as many lives as you can. The same mission that SAVE22 has, which it's just incredible. So the partnership between Goat Locker and SAVE22 is just unbelievable. It's such a great fit. I'm really happy that got kind of put together.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna have a whole lot of fun with it, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna be at races. We're gonna be doing a lot of really cool things with it. So I can't wait, man. To do some more things with them. What an honor it is to be partnered with them. But yeah, and then all the cool shit that's gonna happen this year, all of it. Actually thinking of mentioning something, Eddie. We made it all the way through the conversation with Lincoln Tech with not a single F-bomb, not one.
Yeah. Yeah, we saved them. We still got 4 left.
We've got 4 left.
Yeah.
All right.
My dad's in chat, so you can have them all. Well, let's segue, once we're talking about Warriors, let's segue into the, I don't know what this is. Let's get, there we go. Our Warrior Spotlight for the month of March is John Houchin. He was a SimRig Award giveaway winner. And so he is going to be our Warrior Spotlight for this month. The notes here is he grew up in Indy. Some of my best memories were days spent at the track with my dad watching legends from NASCAR, IndyCar, MotoGP, and Formula One turn fast laps. A love for competition and adventure would later steer me to the Army, where I was fortunate enough to serve alongside the men of 10th Special Forces Group across the continents of Africa and Asia. Following combat-related injuries, I would later serve at Special Warfare Training Group as senior instructor for SEER Level C, medically retiring in 2021. I made my way home to Indiana, where I returned to school and ultimately found work again at the Crane Naval Surface Warfare Center. So thank you to John Houchin. We're so happy to have you a part of us, of this group, and look forward to just many more races with Mr. Houchin. He's been out on track on Monday nights, kicking butt, getting better. Ain't no doubt about it, but that pales in comparison what he did for his country. Thank you, Houchin, for everything that you do. Glad to have you here, brother. Well, I wanted to play a game tonight, so I made a game. Well, first thing I want to do, actually, this is going to get to my part where I get to talk a bunch. We're going to do something cool. For everybody watching, I will sort of announce it, but we're going to do something fun. It's March Madness this month, Pat. And so we decided we're going to do something a little fun, and we're going to have us a paint scheme bracket. And we are going to vote on the best paint schemes. We're going to have a little bracket format. And we got that started today. If you are not part of the Goat Talk live Discord, I'm going to post the link. It is for everybody that is watching right now, and especially in the
The dog needed my empty water bottle. She does
that's
this all
fine.
the time.
All right, the link should be going out to all the chats right now. Click on that, join the Discord for Goat Talk Live, and you'll see a Best NASCAR Schemes channel. And you can post as many as you want. You can post whatever one is your favorite. Put it in there. Now, me and Pat will kind of go through them, and I haven't decided if we're going to do a 16 or 32. But we'll kind of play it. But what we're going to do is we're going to have everybody post their schemes. We're going to narrow it down to about 16 or 32, and then we'll send out to everybody a little form. It's a little interactive thing where you can actually rank them 1 to 16 or 1 to 32. So y'all are going to have all the voice in the world about picking these, and then once they're seeded, we'll seed them by who is the best to the worst, and then we'll seed them onto a tournament, and each week we'll have everybody vote, and on Goat Talk we will talk about who won the matchups, go through that. So make sure that you join, be a part of that, make your voice heard, make sure your paint scheme that you like is going to be in there. Because what I don't want to hear is while we're going through this, who didn't have this scheme in there? Why didn't we have this? This is one of the don't do all that. Go in there and put it in there, and if everybody agrees with you, it'll likely be in there. I think at this point the problem that we're having is COTs are not going to make it. I don't think. So if you put a COT car, you might be in trouble. It's hard to find a good looking COT. So next gens are not super popular at the moment either. But I'm going to make sure some next gens get in there because I know some guys have done some really good work on next gen. They have gotten better at it since the initial oomph out the door. The number change was sort of a big problem for a while, and that took some getting used to. But I feel like the artists have really gotten better at using all the space properly, and some of the schemes are incredible. I talked about RFK has some of the best schemes every single week. The
Castrol ones. Yeah.
So if you want to be a part of it, go join that Discord. That's where all the information will be for that. It's in chat right now. Click on that, join Discord, and put your favorite scheme in there. Once we move on to the next the round, I'll post the link for that. You'll go in, you'll rank them 1 to 16 or 1 to 32, and then we'll allow you to go in every week. You'll be able to vote for the matchup, and we'll move on until we finally crown the best paint scheme. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So go check that out. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think it's going to give us something to kind of talk about, maybe generate a little buzz, because I think some of it will be controversial, especially once you get into the second, third rounds. We might have some really tough battles, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. All right, Goat of the Week, my favorite segment. And, I'm going to start with you, Pat. Who you got for the Goat of the Week?
Yeah, for me, Jamie Mullins. I think this is a guy that we don't talk enough about. Had an incredible career in the military, became a part of our family, and he's done so much within Goat Locker Racing that I don't think anybody really sees. He's the guy that is just behind the scenes, cheering people on, helping them out, and doing all the cool stuff behind the scenes. And anytime we have any sort of announcement or some change or something along those lines, Jamie Mullins is the first guy to go, man, you guys are an amazing organization, and I love what you do, and I love everything about it, and he's the guy that's just hyping everything up and getting other people excited for it. And I know Jamie Mullins has been that guy too that's been a sounding board for some people. Even when he's gone through some of his own things, he's always been there for people. And Jamie is just an amazing guy. And so I don't think he gets enough love and attention. So for tonight, I'm going to give him a little bit, and he is my Goat of the Week.
Well, it's going to be a night of Jamie's, I guess, because mine's going to go to Jamie Barkus. Pat gets all of the credit most of the time, and just everybody talking about what Pat's doing. Pat's always giving himself credit, but I don't think Barkus I'm just kidding. Barkus doesn't get enough credit for what he does behind the scenes. I know I wanted to give him Goat of the Week because he had to deal with the scoring thing that he's been. So try to give him a little bit of love for that, and he's been trying to get the scoring thing set up for we can have sort of a database of all the drivers and scoring and all the different leagues. We'll have a place you can go look. We can post that on the website. A lot of good things that come out of that. Everybody's learning right now how to kind of navigate that. That way we have that information. And once the new season start up, everybody will sign up, and it'll be nicer on the back end. A lot of stuff happens on the back end that makes things difficult. iRacing honestly has a lot of work to do when it comes to leagues and league management. They really suffer there. So these type of things can really help that manager. So Jamie Barkus is going to be my go to the week. All right. Well, now I want to do something a little fun. I got this game set up, and I'm going to put Pat on the spot. And, Soapbox has been sort of a...
Kind of has.
Yeah. It's
well, we've had some really good races. Really good races.
Yeah.
Last night in the Next Gen Series, it was one caution at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And that was on lap 8. So for 92 more laps, we had no cautions. So it's been some incredible racing. But I don't know, man. There's almost a little part of me that just wants to take away the 30-minute wait period again. Get it all stirred back up, and then because we had some really good stuff there.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we kind of said before. We said before when the Soapbox was created, the segment, that it'll do one or two things. It'll either provide endless entertainment, or it will get people to stop getting so upset. And I think maybe a little bit of both has happened. I don't want to end up on the podcast, so I'm not going to say this crazy thing. We'll take it to PM, which we love. We love that. We want you to take your grievances to PM, talk to each other like men or women. Adults is the right word.
Yes.
And not do it publicly. So, but. Yep. NASCAR has historically had plenty of soapbox moments.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm going to play a little game. I want to see, and everybody in chat, y'all can play along if you'd like. But I'm going to put Pat on the spot. I'm going to read out some quotes.
I'm going to fail miserably.
I'm going to read out some quotes. They're hard, medium, easy, hard, and medium.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Not that order. And we'll see if Pat can come up with this one. So I'm going to start out with an easy one. I'm going to ease you into it. Okay.
Sure.
All right. I didn't mean to wreck him. I just wanted to rattle his cage.
Oh, that's Dale Sr.
There you go, Pat. I got you stuttered for a moment. I got a little worried.
Yeah, you're gonna put me on a spot. I haven't taken a quiz in a long time, man. So I'm like, okay, all right.
Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it right here.
At his best.
Terry got into me in the middle of 3 and 4, and I was gonna get back to him and just rattle him. I wasn't gonna wreck him, but I got to him and just turned him around. So didn't mean to really turn around, meant to rattle his cage over.
Obviously, he said he planned to get up to you, had no intention
I love it.
of taking you out.
He never.
You see him shake his head. He's like, I don't know what to say. All right, well, you nailed it. The first one in the books. That was an easy one. Let's move on to. I'm going to give you another one easy. I'm going to give you another one. This is probably
one of my. Will you stop saying they're easy? Because when you say they're easy and I don't get it, I'm going to look like a dumbass.
All right, this one's super easy. It's the biggest easy. It's the easiest one besides the one we just did. But it's my favorite quote of all time, I think, with NASCAR. What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little sumbitch run us clear down to the infield. He wants to bitch about everyone else, and he's the one that drives like a little bitch. I'm gonna bust his ass.
Oh, that's Tony Stewart.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Talking about Joey Logano.
Talking about Joey Logano at Auto Club.
Yep.
Let me see which one it is. I don't want to give anything away.
Tony Stewart was the king of freaking soapbox, man.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, here it is. Tony Stewart cussing is what it says. There we go.
Well, Tony, what angered you at the end of the race? What did you take issue with?
What the hell do you think I was mad about? Dumb little runs us clear down to the infield. He wants to about everybody else, and he's the one that drives like a little. I'm going to bust his ass.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Yeah. The thanks, Tony, and then Tony going, thank you. It's one of my favorite ones. All right. Now I'm going to give you a hard one. I'm going to give you one that's a little bit tougher for you to get, and we'll see if you can get this one. He may have won the battle, but he ain't winning the damn war.
Was that Matt Kenseth?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I thought that had to deal with the Matt Kenseth, Joey Logano situation.
You're close. What track? What track?
Well, it was Martinsville.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. You're close, but not the driver you said.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Martin Truex Jr.
There you go. Nailed it.
Yeah,
Martin Truex Jr. Yep.
There we go. Yep, that's right.
He may win the battle, but he ain't winning the damn war.
That's it?
That's it.
So he's not going to get there. You're not going to win the championship.
He ain't.
He did.
How do you retaliate?
He did.
I'm just not going to let him win it. I'm going to win
I think he won the war.
You going to make it championship for?
That's the plan right now.
And anything you want to say to all these fans out here that have come out and seen the show?
That boy is mad. Boy, I've
And
never
then
seen
Joey
Craig.
Logano went on to win the
He
championship.
did. He did. He won the war.
Yep, he did.
Kind of a bummer to see that one. Okay, let's
A
move on.
3-for-3.
Yeah.
Ish.
You're doing good. You're doing good. All right, this was a hard one too. We'll see if you can get this one. Out of nowhere, I just get slammed by the 2 and cut my left rear tire. He's a dipshit. The way he races, I don't know how he ever won a championship.
Well, they're obviously talking about Rusty Wallace. I mean, is that Jeff Gordon?
It is Jeff Gordon, but it's not Rusty Wallace.
In the 2 car?
Yeah.
So Jeff Gordon gave the quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, I just get slammed by the 2 and cut my left rear tire. He's a dipshit. The way he races, I don't know how he.
Oh, Brad
there you
K.
go.
Brad
the
K.
extra.
That was from Texas.
Yep.
No, Texas.
Yep,
Yeah,
that
Texas.
was it. That was it. Hey, you knocking this out of the park. I love it.
Take us through, first of all, take us through the final restart there in the contest.
That's the one that Kevin Harvick pushed him into the.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we were sitting there on a little bit older tires. Yeah, I spun the tires a little bit, but I got a pretty decent start. You know, and we went down into 1, and I just wanted to get the outside of the 48. And out of nowhere, I just got slammed with the 2, and it cut my left rear tire. And he's just a dipshit, you know. I mean, the way he races, I don't know how he's ever won a championship, and I'm just sick and tired. I mean, that's why everybody's fighting him and running him down, and you know, you're.
Nailed it. Well, you know, I think you got lucky there. You were in the wrong era.
I was in the wrong era.
You're in the wrong era, but you still got it right. So I can't take away points because you got that right. It's a who said it, not.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Now this one, you know, I don't know. This one could be a hard one. This could be an easy one. It's tough to really say, but here's the next one. The 3 just dumped me. Exactly the reason why I'm leaving RCR, because you got those kids coming up and they got no respect for what they do in the sport. They've had everything fed to them with a spoon.
Yep.
No way.
Who was teammates with Austin Dillon at that time?
This is a little mean because it's not in the Cup Series.
Well, then that would have been. That would have no. Oh, because I know there was a big thing between Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed. You know, and that whole situation, and I know there were a lot of words said back and forth during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Am I on the right track?
Nope.
No, fantastic. Nope, you got me.
All right, let's find out who it is. Take a look at it real quick, and you'll know right away.
Kevin Harvick, interesting incident. What happened?
3 just dumped me. Exactly the reason why I'm leaving RCR, because you got those kids coming up and they got no respect for what they do in this sport, and they've had everything fed to them with a spoon. So I cut him slack all day, and you know, he just dive bombs me in there, dumps me. So it's got to.
So you finally dropped one. I love it.
I dropped one.
I was a little bit worried I wasn't going to stump you. That was I got worried you were going to get them all. So, all right. Well, let's move on. I got a few more. We don't take too much time doing this, but I love this. It's my favorite. All right, this one. I don't know if you'll get this one, but you could probably make a pretty good guess. Well, I could say that the media center is getting boring and it's too safe because you got 4 legs on your chairs. So we could start sawing legs off. What do you think about that?
No idea.
I'm going to read it again. Well, I could say the media center is getting a little boring and it's too safe because you got 4 legs on your chairs. So we could start sawing legs off. What do you think about that?
No clue.
No clue? No kidding.
No.
Oh, man. Well, it's a damn gold mine with this fella right here.
Oh, Tony again.
We'll go Viv, we'll go Tom, and then we'll go back to Ken Willis.
Yeah, Robin Pemberton acknowledged that the safety record of the car of tomorrow is part of the reason that they're able to loosen the rules and let you have at it on the track a little bit. I asked Dale Jarrett about that, and he said that maybe the fans have turned off a little bit because NASCAR is too safe now. Do you feel like it's too safe out there? That maybe fans like the danger a little bit? That was his view.
Well, I could say that the media center is getting boring in here and it's too safe because you guys got 4 legs on your chairs. So we can start sawing legs off. What do you think about that? You like that idea? Are you paying attention? What do you think?
I'm more interested in what you think.
Well, I'm interested in what you're thinking now.
That dude was amazing.
Oh, Tony Stewart, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just would not. He did not. Them stupid questions. He wasn't having it.
No, he didn't give 2 shits at all, ever.
Okay. All right. Got 2 more, and we'll get
All right.
we'll get through this. All right.
Maybe.
This is one of my favorite ones. He's got a bald-headed crew guy down there that wants to jump up there and be Billy Badbutt. Maybe he needs to ride in there with him since they both have it all figured out.
Well, it had to have been after a fight of some kind, obviously. So, I mean, the most recent fight that comes to mind is the Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. one. I don't think it came out of that, though. You're not even going to clue me in at all, are you? No, you're not going to even clue me in.
I'll read it again, though, because it's awesome. He's got a bald-headed crew guy down there that wants to jump up there and be Billy Badbutt. Maybe he needs to ride in there with him since they both have it figured out.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's really coming to mind is Kyle Busch, and from that whole situation or whatever. But probably not.
It's Tony Stewart.
Oh boy, here we go. Oh, you just got to keep playing Tony.
Just gets frustrating. Then he's got a bald crew guy down there that wants to jump up there and be Billy Badbutt. Maybe he needs to ride in there with him since they both seem to have it all figured out together.
All right, thanks, Smoke.
Watch this. This is my favorite
like
part.
what he did with David Ruderman, and that's good. That's good information for David Ruderman.
Label for
hey, dude, don't race hard right now. Let's get work together.
Oh, I love it. Gosh. Yeah, I mean, I went through these today, and Tony Stewart just had too many that I was like, I've got to do this. Kyle Busch has got a pretty good gold mine, but a lot of his, we're gonna do this again, so we'll get some of his. But I do have one more. And
is it Tony Stewart?
I'll let you guess who it is.
Is it Tony Stewart?
I'm just sorry we couldn't crash more cars today. We didn't fill the quota for Talladega and NASCAR. Honestly, if we hadn't crashed at least 50% of the field by the end of the race, we needed to extend the race until we've crashed at least 50% of the cars. It's not fair to these fans that we see any more wrecks than that, any more torn up cars. I mean, we still had over half the cars running at the end, and it shouldn't be that way. I think we ought to make it a figure 8. I mean, if we can make it a figure 8, it'd be perfect. It would absolutely be perfect here and better than what we've got.
Oh, God, I know this too. I want to say one of the most avid person about plate racing is Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's the first one to be like, it's the most expensive day in racing and all that other kind of crazy stuff. And he's had some pretty epic tirades about plate racing.
All right.
So I'm gonna go with Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin. All right, let's see if you're right. Oh, hold on a second. I got to get it right. Let's see if Pat's going to get this one.
But you pull
Sorry,
all this.
we couldn't crash more cars today. We didn't fill the quota for today.
You suck ass, man.
We haven't crashed at least 50% of the field by the end of the race. We need to extend the race till we at least crash 50% of the cars, because it's not fair to these fans for them to not see any more wrecks than that and more tore up cars. I mean, we still had over half the cars.
Can you hear
at
it?
the end, and it's, it shouldn't be that way. I don't think any of the wrecks were an overheating issue. That's why I say I think we ought to just tape them off solid and run them until they blow up anyway. I think it'd make it a lot more exciting for the fans. If we don't crash half of the field by the end of the race, they really need to extend it, because I mean that's what the fans want. They want to see that excitement. I'm upset that we didn't crash more cars. I mean, I feel like that's what we need. That's what we're here for. I mean, and I feel bad if I don't spend at least $150,000.
Yeah, I gave you three Tony Stewarts at the end there, and you still said somebody else. You said it at first, and you changed your answer, so I'm not going to give you credit.
Well,
a lot of people saying Dale Senior. I love that.
Yeah, I'm thinking these are going to be quotes from different people. Not that you're just going to keep pulling quotes from the same person. So I'm trying to think outside. So well played, sir. Well played. Yeah,
I thought that'd be fun to sit there and read some quotes and then watch the videos of some of my favorite clips, which I just love to see drivers be smart asses. And Tony Stewart was one of the best, and there is a lot of quotes out there, so there's plenty more of this if y'all like that. I just thought it'd be fun to do that. All right, well, we have gotten through pretty much everything, so a lot of Tony Stewart stuff. I like that.
I like it too.
Yeah. I miss that guy.
Speaking of the paint scheme competition and all those types of things, I mean, if the Home Depot car doesn't show up in this bracket, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, the selection process is going to be a little bit weird. I'm sure there'll be some controversy about it, but if we have enough, I don't really know how I want to, because I know if me and you do it, there'll be some obvious bias, but there'll have to be some rules. There'll have to be some rules about, hey, there's at least got to be a certain amount of next gen cars or certain amount of even COTs and stuff, just to make sure we can get enough in there, because they'll end up battling each other anyway. But yeah, I think you get around that 97 to 2002 era, it's really hard to beat those cars, man. They're some of the best.
I'll go back to earlier about the whole thing. I do think they're figuring out the designs on these next gen cars, and I have seen some amazing paint schemes out there here over the past year or two. So I think some of those cars are going to be tough to beat as well. And then you've just got some iconic ones. I mean, you got the black number 3. You've got the 24, the Rainbow Warrior 24, these iconic paint schemes.
Yeah.
Harry Gant, and if you want to keep kind of going back in those days as well, iconic paint schemes that really transcend all different generations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see, how some of the newer cars compete against some of those cars.
Well,
and,
what I love is that everybody's criteria is going to be different. I'm not really set. The only criteria that I have is that it has to be Cup cars. We may one day go back and do like Busch, Xfinity cars or something like that. But right now we're just doing Cup cars. And that's really the only criteria. So, as far as, well, are we picking the best scheme or the one that we, like, or our favorite driver? It doesn't matter. You pick whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of sift through them, and we'll narrow it down to about 16 to 32, just depending on how many we get. And then it's just on y'all. It's on y'all, and it'll be interesting to see how people decide to vote. I wouldn't say a black number 3 is a great looking paint scheme, in my opinion. But at the same time, who was the legend behind that car? Does it, like you said, transcend the actual paint scheme itself? Does the Dodge Daytona, the blue one, does that get any traction? What happens is does the 48 Lowe's car get any love there? It'll be interesting to see how people vote for these type of things. I think that'll be my favorite part, to see who actually moves on, because y'all are voting on it. People in the audience, y'all are going to be voting on this, so it'll be on you to decide who wins this thing. So I have no idea. Now, there was a really funny picture that I do want to show.
Oh boy.
That won't make it in there, because I know that if I put it in there, it'll win. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to try to find it real quick. It was a Mark Martin. It's not a scheme. It was he had gotten some damage. I don't know if you saw that one in there. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Hold on. Yeah, here it is.
Dude, that channel blew up fast up with.
Yeah, I love it. It's a great funny one, and it's honestly a pretty solid pick. But I know if I put it in there, and unfortunately I have to veto that one, because if I put that one in there, it'll go all the way to the end. So they have to be a little bit smart, because I know how internet popularity contests go. That's how you end up with like Hitler did nothing wrong and stuff on these things.
What?
Mountain Dew, I think it was Mountain Dew. I want to say, did a contest where you name a certain name of the drink or something like that, and people voted it up as like they were letting the people vote, and the top one was Hitler did nothing wrong. So you have to be careful letting folks vote and stuff. So we'll unfortunately, that one won't make it in, but it is hilarious. But yeah, it is. There are a bunch of cars in there now, so y'all keep putting them in there. I want to see some of those wild ones. We've seen some that Jamie Mullins is posting some weird ones, like 1977 Janet Guthrie, and I don't even know who that is. Guthrie. You see, I don't even know who that is.
Janet Guthrie. Yeah.
And so it's cool to see those, and I want those to get in there. I want it to span across all the eras, just to see if those older cars can make it through. But we've got next gens. There's some COTs all the way. All the gens are on there. A lot of 97 paint schemes. So I really need y'all to not post too many of those, because I'm really going to be fighting off the urge to not to vote off everything but the 97 paint schemes, because they are the best. What is your best then?
I don't know that I could pick a generation of car or a decade or any of those types of things. I think there have been a lot of amazing cars put on track. I think, I'm a big fan of the car Alex Bowman is going to drive this weekend, the Save Them All, because there's a really cool meaning behind it. The patriotic schemes that they run, at the Coca-Cola 600, and they put the names of those fallen soldiers and sailors on across the hood of it, and across the windshield banners and the patriotic schemes there. There are so many cool, paint schemes out there that have a lot of meaning behind them as well. And I think some of those need to kind of show up in there too. Now, I'm a huge rescue dog guy. I love what Alex Bowman is doing in his foundation and the things he does for rescue dogs. And I love that Ally decided, hey, yeah, let's do this with them and have a Save Them All campaign. So, I mean, how are you going to vote against rescue dogs?
Come on. We might have to veto that one then, because I totally get that. I don't want people voting based on
not with their heart. Don't vote with your heart.
Don't. Well, you can vote with your heart, but I don't know if I don't want to put my fear would be you would put let's see, let me get a good scheme here that would be hard to. Like Terry Labonte's Kellogg scheme would go up against, Save the Starving Children car, and you're like, oh, I don't know which one I'm supposed to pick. It's kind of like when you're standing there and you're just trying to buy a bottle of water, and like, hey, you want to spend $5 at St. Jude? And you're like, okay, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I don't want to be that asshole. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I got it, man.
We may have to add that little rule where it's like, okay, not every,
So you can't put patriotic, themed cars in there?
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
We got some details to work out.
Yeah, we'll figure that part out. Right now we just need the schemes. Y'all can post. I told them, people, you put truck schemes in there if you want, nationwide schemes. I don't care. Put whatever you want, and we'll kind of narrow it down from there, and then allow y'all to vote on it. We'll see who comes away with the champion as the best scheme. I'm excited. I'm excited to see who actually wins this, because I have no idea. I couldn't tell you, because there are so many awesome schemes. It's impossible. I don't know. Well, I tell you what, let's do a little prediction. Since we're doing sports. Looking down that list real quick, anything that jumps out of you is like, I think this one might win.
Looking down what list?
On the schemes.
In there?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I mean, oh my gosh. See, I mean, how could you go against, Tony Stewart's, Home Depot car? I mean, what an amazing bunch of paint schemes they did with that one.
Yeah.
Dale Jr. has had some amazing ones as well, from the stuff he did with baseball.
Well, I feel like the 2001 July scheme is going to go yards.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised to see how far that one goes, and what it goes up against.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point in time in NASCAR where it's like every race they were changing the paint scheme.
Yeah.
I can't even count the number of different paint schemes like Jeff Gordon had. It seemed like every week was something different, and then you have the other one like Rusty Wallace and, his partnership with Miller Lite and Miller Genuine Draft. And they did some really cool things with that as well. Yeah. And then you go back to like the old Skull paint schemes as well. And I mean, I don't know, man, I guess it's really going to be where your heart lies. And when you look at some of these things, you can't discount Ricky Rudd's Tide scheme, man. You just can't.
Praise God, baby, come on.
That car right there in color chrome was amazing. This picture does not do that car justice at all.
Yeah, I didn't really ever love the Pepsi scheme, but there's a couple, and this is one of them that was unbelievable. My other favorite one, unfortunately, was on the COT. Was another Pepsi scheme, The
I know which one
Talladega,
you're talking about.
yeah,
Yep.
2007 Talladega winner. That's a year they
Yeah, but
split it. They
if
split
you
the Gen 4
pull up,
chips.
there's a couple of them in there too, like the Castrol ones that RFK is doing now.
Yeah.
Those are insane. I mean, some of the ones that Brad Kay and Chris Buescher have run are crazy.
Yeah, there's that. That's the Jeff Gordon scheme right
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Unfortunately, on a COT. Where is that? Did I scroll right by it?
No, I think you probably got to keep going.
Oh, I
Maybe.
did scroll right by it.
No, did you?
I posted it. So
there we go.
Oh, there it is,
There we
right
go.
there. Yeah.
I
Dude,
mean,
yeah, it's incredible.
and there's a couple of the ones that Brad has run that are a little different than this are just crazy, man. I saw somebody put the Jimmy Spencer camel car in there.
Yeah.
That's cool as shit. So there's Sterling Marlin's, Coors Light.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, this is.
Oh, and then you got Dale Jarrett and the Ford Credit. Yeah, and I mean, when he switched over in 2001 to the Flames was just amazing.
Yeah.
The Ford Credit one is just an iconic car as well.
Yeah.
The Dale, Jarrett ran for years and years. Yeah, we could be here for hours, Eddie.
Yeah.
Just geeking out.
Yeah. Then you got, like I said, this one.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, this is the one that I would vote with my heart. I don't know if it's the greatest scheme, but it's so iconic.
Yes.
That it's on Illumina, it feels just as iconic on the Lumina.
And then you picked a really, really good one because that's a no bull car because it's got the fluorescent numbers on the top of the car.
Look at the back end. Look how far they dropped this thing down.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And that's how you NASCAR. If you remember the days of the no bull and all that other kind of crazy stuff, and the things they did with those cars. I mean, super, super cool. And then you got Davey Allison in there too. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle. It's going to be a fun one, I think, because there's so much competition, and I think it'll be fun. So don't waste any time. Go get them. We'll probably go ahead and get everything going the next couple days, honestly, because I want to get this going because it'll be about April if we do 32 before we crown champion. So want to kind of go ahead and get a good solid base, and then we'll put out the link for everybody to go out and rank them. You'll rank them from best to worst, and then we'll take that, seed it, and then we'll start the bracket. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Go if you're not go, the Discord link's in chat. I think I posted it somewhere.
Yeah, you did.
So scroll up a little bit, join that Discord, go down there and post your favorite paint schemes, and we'll get to voting. So
and as we get ready to close out this episode, right?
Get
ready to move on. Couple real quick notes. We're doing a lot of great things here at Go Locker Racing, and for anybody that's out there that's struggling with their mental health or just needs some resources or anybody to talk to, we've built this awesome community. Please reach out to the guys within the community. SAVE22, again, they're just like, let's talk. If you're struggling, let's talk. There are plenty of resources out there for you, even if you don't want to reach out to the VA and things like that. Of course, there is Veterans, Crisis Hotline, which is 988, which is easy to do, right? But if you ever need anything, I'm always around. You can always hit me up. There's plenty of the guys around that if you need anything. And if you need any other kind of resources, please reach out to SAVE22 as well. That's the whole reason we all exist here, is to wrap our arms around each other and take care of each other. And sometimes wreck each other on track, hey, for the fun of things. But man, I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow. Hopefully I have some cool news to announce in the Discord tomorrow. What a fun episode here tonight, hanging out with the guys from Lincoln Tech. And then, this paint competition is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited about that. I do want to do one thing before we cut loose. I'm going to, I'm going to just highlight folks as far what you got.
That's the car that NASCAR banned, the Jurassic Park car.
Yeah, the T-Rex. They told them, don't bring this back.
Yeah, don't ever bring that one back.
Well, we're going to go through the, we're going to talk about the league stuff more, but we just have so much fun doing other things on the podcast. The broadcaster for talking about leagues and Discord, but we do want to highlight those who are doing really well. And right now, congratulations last night, Pat, on your win.
Thank you.
In the Next Gen Series. That puts you in the
our
playoff.
win. That was our win. Couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah, whatever. It's your win. You got the victory circle, and but Brandon Evans still sitting atop the standings with those 2 wins, but just showing how competitive the whole series is. You got 5 guys under there that's got 1 win. Jason Taylor, and then Michael Bennett, Blake Edel are sitting there right on the cut line. So that series is incredible. So congratulations to those guys so far. Still got 3 races remaining, or 2, I think, until
3.
the playoffs. Oh,
3.
3?
Yep.
Yeah, and so in the Xfinity Series, Pat, you're leading the way with 2 wins. You got Chris Morris Kostick, who was able to get the win this past Tuesday at Watkins Glen.
Put a beating on us.
Well, I don't know now. Lucas Lyon, he's not in the playoff running, but Lucas came in and kept him honest. I'll tell you, he ran him down for 4.8 seconds, got within about a second at one point. Pretty awesome. Both those guys were just kicking butt. Jonah Colbert with his 9th to 1st on the last lap win. That'll go down in infamy, I think.
And then, don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, and then Jake Ellingson with his win. So those guys locked in. Ryan Pendleton's dang near locked in on points if he shows up every week.
Yep.
Then over here on the ARCA series, you got, of course, the pro and amateur. Right now, Chris Morse dominant. Well, a very fun race on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to battle back and forth, bouncing off each other, knocking the wall down. That's what you love to see at Old Atlanta. He was able to get his win. And then David Calvert still leading the amateur division, although Jeremiah Holt is closing that gap a little bit. So Jeremiah Holt's had some really good showings here lately. He's getting stronger and stronger. Still waiting on that Devin Smith amateur win. So Devin, if you're out there, let's get it done. All right.
Yeah.
I've got a win. Eddie Kurtz got a win, and then you got Alan Smith with a win. How about that? Is that the first time? We've ever had a father and son winner duo in the same season?
No.
Oh, really?
No. Jeremy Gardner and Brandon Evans. That father-son duo. They've won in the same season.
All right, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll move on to the InVets Truck Series. You got Joseph McWhorter, but honestly, that one's just as competitive as any other series because they all got one win. David Duke, Travis Bieber got the win this past week. Jesse Whittington and Barrett Morton. Great finish. Go check out Goat Locker's TikTok page if you want to go see the ending of that one. Really awesome. And then so the Saturday night, we don't want to forget them. They have been pretty much dominated by 2 guys. Actually, Bobby Germain took the lead. How about that?
He's been in the points lead almost all season. So guys are catching up to him for sure.
Yeah.
You know, Huber's been creeping up there. Cody McElwain, when he shows up, he's had some great runs.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see whether that holds kind of next down to and where that, the points championship is going to go. Because there's no playoffs or anything like this. It's straight up points. But it's been an incredible season. I love having sports car in Goat Locker right now.
Yeah, and
if you're not a part of it, get your ass over there, get in some of those races. It's a lot of fun. I'm not sure where they're at this week. Half the time they go to tracks, I can't even pronounce their names. So
yeah. I've been bummed. I had to V-Speed had a firing, and so I had to pick up a broadcast on Saturday night. So I've been really bummed missing out on that. So hopefully I can't wait to get back on track. But that's where everything stands at the moment. We still got a few races before the playoffs start. Once the playoffs start, we'll start hitting that stuff a little bit harder. But everybody's done a great job. These races have been incredible. Lots of great finishes, great battles, great clean races, and the late model I don't want to forget either.
I don't know who won tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know who. Y'all let us know who won.
Christopher Morris Jr.
Did he?
Yeah, Christopher Morris Jr. won tonight, and Riley Duncan in second, and Jamie Mullins in third.
Well, Riley Duncan's got 3 wins already, so he is really setting himself apart. You got Jacob Denson and Tommy Lindley with a win. So really good, awesome season. Y'all are doing a fantastic job out there. Man, just the racing has been incredible. So thank y'all so much for watching. We hope we'll see y'all next week. Pat, who we got next week?
We have Sarah from InVets. She is the CEO of InVets. And one thing we didn't talk about, Eddie.
What's that?
And we'll mention it really quick, which is going to make next week's show super exciting. On Tuesday, myself and Sarah are loading up the Goat Locker truck to go deliver another sim rig.
How about that? Woo, I can't wait.
So InVets is going to come along for the ride. So Tuesday, we're heading out to deliver another sim rig, which is going to be amazing. And then 2 days later, we'll have her and her organization here on Goat Talk to talk about how that delivery went and all the cool things that they're doing to help support us as well.
Awesome. Hey, so excited to have a new member of the family, somebody new that's that we can bring in and really break them in just right. So excited for that. Can't wait to see who it is and see all the stuff from that. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all, we got a lot to look forward to. It can't fit into an hour. It's just impossible. Too much stuff going on. And thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoy it. We'll see y'all next week. Tomorrow night, Friday Night Truck Series.
Lime Rock Park?
Yeah, that one's going to be worth watching. And it is the now SAVE22 Truck Series. So, hey, what a better way to start off SAVE22 sponsorship than at Lime Rock in the trucks. I can't wait. That's going to be so much fun. So, all right. Well, y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all. Make sure y'all are subscribed to us and SAVE22. If you're not, make sure you go do that and go check out Tuesday Talk. Thank y'all so much. See y'all later. Maybe.